AnointedHOS. We fighting the wrong things, man. We use so much energy fighting against each other that we could definitely.
Apocalipse 1:14.
Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos.
Black Wall Street, ball out. I buy all gear till I'm all out. Rep 12 tribes, that's what I'm about. Feast day, gotta work, wanna call out. Dance floor, yeah, I'm in a groove. Don't pay them haters no attention till I move. Celebrating, see me dancing on my shoes. To the old life, I'm chucking up the dues. It's a new moon and I'm feeling great. Show up on time and I'm never late. Got my brothers with me and they all straight. Good wine, good food on my dinner plate. Yeah, we just chillin', having fun. Sayonara, old world, cause you done. God got me shining like the sun. I ain't know we shining with the sun.
Move your feet in your sneakers. The music sweet through the speakers. One man to a mamacita. Celebrate, true believers. Don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Move your feet till your muscle them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Dance, we a dance till you can't feel your body. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos.
Purple rain, yeah, we doing big things. Taking over the world, that's what fate brings. We be so fly, think we got wings. Yeah, we call the shots, tell them we the king. I like the suspense, leave them guessing. Pay them losers no mind, why you stressing? Devil always trying, he be testing. But Father steady raining down the blessings. Shout out to the sisters with the woolly hair. Natural style, rock it anywhere. Fashion on lock, people gotta stare. You ain't usual, now you something rare. Hands in the air, lift them real high. You know you styling, and you know you fly. Hands in the air, lift them real high. Praises to the Father, to the Most High.
We not stay still like ice in a freezer. Who not drink tequila and sip margarita? Don't stay behind, get with the procedure. If you don't repent, then it's hasta la vista. Don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Move your feet till your muscle them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Dance, we a dance till you can't feel your body. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos.
Who that coming with the heater, walking out of Edom? Some of our brothers wanna join them, so we gotta teach them. We top scholars bring the non-believers, popping shots from this audible ether, make them follow the leader. Friends hang low, friends keep their friends on post. This ain't no religion, we let them kid things go. Blood moon rising, fires in the night sky, never mind, that's your demise. For us it's a bright side, sending shots preordained, your legacy wiped out. Obadiah, Malachi, you can't touch me. 2 witnesses make them sleep like comfy. Better keep your garments white, you damn dummy. Better keep your garbage outside. Better keep your foot when you see me like Harlem Nights outside. Call them foxes for lying and taking your bread. They a joke like Jamie and Red. Losing hope, misusing quotes. Our people hanging for lies and you the rope. We trying to free them from ghettos in this democracy. Ethnic cleansing, hypocrisy. Blood moon. Blood moon. Blood moon. When you see blood moons, it's too late. Better have fringes and live in true faith. By the Father business, we live in these pages. We in the last ages. When you see blood moons, it's too late. Better have fringes and live in true faith. By the Father business, we live in these pages. We in the last ages. Blood moon rising, fires in the night sky. Never mind, that's your demise. No more of the nice guy. Keep a sword on my hip and it's just the right size in case I need to open your rib and let some life out. Sometimes we gotta hunger to kill the flesh. Rebuild the spirit a bit, rebuild it fresh. We've been walking the same path since Gilgamesh, and we still a mess, and we still oppressed. Blood moon night, must be your tongue two-side. Say you love me, now I'm seeing that I must choose sides. Sending shots like that page I do. AI2, now I feel like deja vu. Pray I access the favor through the gate I choose. Got family in the world, I pray for their lives too. Paul said it and now I'm feeling like daylight do. It's my soul's prayer, the Father open their eyes too. Do what you do, just don't you break the rule. Me hunger moves me towards the way of truth. We under fools that like to negate the proof. The angels got a new blade for you. You see the blood moon. When you see blood moons, it's too late. Better have fringes and live in true faith. By the Father business, we live in these pages. We in the last ages. Fight back mode. Brothers with that night black on. Last dragon, black mask and tie mag mode. Who's the master according to 14 Isaiah? My prayer, we slay them and fly back home. My raps is stacked up under the trees of life. You keep that paganism religion alive. I like to pray and face the east at night. And maybe we can get the people to rise. Quant blood moon. When you see blood moons, it's too late. Better have fringes and live in true faith. By the Father business, we live in these pages. We in the last ages. When you see blood moons, it's too late. Better have fringes and live in true faith. By the Father business, we live in these pages. We in the last ages. We in the last ages. We in the last ages.
This is a True King production.
It's monologue in the being at home. Why? Sheesh. It's all praises to the Most High. You counted me out and then watch me blow by. My faith is one of baby's kids, cause they just won't die. Sheesh. It's all praises to the Most High. It's all praises to the Most High. You counted me out and then watch me blow by. My faith is one of baby's kids, cause they just won't die. It's all praises to the Most High. I ain't the one that you can rule off, and I ain't talking reindeer, cause I've been on a mission, and this is my Hall of Fame year. Yeah, you thought your folk were done, but boy, I came back stronger. Things I never would've made it, marvels that high longer. I did, that's no lid, I'm all gas and no mid. Been so contrite to get it right for all the wrong I did, and I'm still gonna shine the light even when I'm off grid. Acting like y'all done forgot about all them songs I slid on. I'm man to man, I'm in my zone. You can meet me across the road, I'm talking bone. But I doubt it, cause I'm out it, bro, I'm so long gone. Got to call up Jeremiah about my fiery bones. Ain't a spitter with a flow that can distinguish. I mean this, I'm team this. You're dirty, like I said, I ain't the cleanest. Woo, I got to go, I'm on my Bruce Leroy. It's all praises to the Most High, how you bless your boy. Praises to the Most High, you counted me out and then watch me blow by. My faith is one of baby's kids, cause they just won't die. It's all praises to the Most High. It's really think that y'all can stop the promises of Jacob? We counted as his sheep, but we was sleep. See how we wake up. So confident in Yahweh, my ego got an ego. He keep watch on the sparrow, so he snoopy about his beagle. Let that ring, not talking smeagol. Yahweh shot me amigo. Big Judah, let's raise the gap, nor the kingdom, lift Casamigos. Sheesh, we got the sauce, yeah, we be dripping, my dear. We gotta put out caution signs, cause folk be slipping around here. All praises to the Most High, could've chose not us. We could've been terror wheat until we all combust. Still it's bump America, but it's in God I trust. We not declare that we the Jews, and boy, they swear we cuss. They thought they can wipe us out before we wake up and take up our true inheritance when y'all will massacre like Maker. Cause the tail gon' be head, we was last now first. We gon' lend to the end, cause the end reverse. All praises to the Most High, you counted me out and then watch me blow by. My faith is one of baby's kids, cause they just won't die. It's all praises to the Most High. It's all praises to the Most High. You counted me out and then watch me blow by. My faith is one of baby's kids, cause it just won't die. It's all praises to the Most High. We the real Jews that the Bible talk about, homeboy. We the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Hey, man, these folks stole your identity, my boy. Nigga, they hate you. Nigga, they rape, rob, and murder everywhere they went, bro. They ain't messing with your folk, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, it's all praises to the Most High, my boy. Hey, he loved us. He kept us. We still his folk. He still rocking with us. Hey, even when he cut us out, he was like, hey, man, I gotta go back and get my people home, boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's my law brigade, my boy. Come to war. We in this thing. The Wake Up Collective. Let go.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like Daniel and his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east cause a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all desire the king. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashak, Nagin. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all desire the king. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashak, Nagin. From every sheep to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Man, the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shook the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour our tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours survive. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. I'm trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashak, Nagin. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashak, Nagin.
God. Hey, all praises to the Most High. All praises, all praises. So look, we're the Anointed House of Saints, man. We want to welcome y'all in the building tonight. Yo, we got a special edition for Israel tonight, right? We got some mighty brothers in the spirit in the background here, man. We trying to do a unity class, right? to bring in the spirit of oneness into Israel, man. So what other good brothers to do it with than the good brothers of soldiers of Yahweh and the brothers of the hopeful elect. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring them up real quick. Hey, Shalom, King.
Hey, Shalom, King.
There you go. Khan, all praises. Hey, how y'all doing in the spirit, man?
Hey, man, blessed, King. Hey, you know, this trying work week, you know, but all praise to the Most High. Hey, he's willing and he's definitely able, King.
Hey, that's right.
Shalom, right. Shalom, Kings.
Khan, Shalom, Shalom. All right, and then I'm gonna bring the other two brothers up as well. Okay.
Shalom, Shalom.
Khan, all praises to the Most High, man. So, hey, like we started the class off with, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, man. Hey, we're gonna definitely do our shout outs. We trying to have a conversation on, it's an open forum discussion, like I was telling the brothers before we started. So we're gonna be moving in the spirit, like Captain Aharon always say. It's not, you know, I'm not just teaching by myself. We all up here as a panel, we're gonna be bringing some scriptures out for y'all to consider. We're gonna look at a video. I got this guy, man. I don't know where the brother Yawasop pulled him out the crate, right? But we're gonna bring that video up and let Israel see that video so that we can all have a rounded perspective of what some other people in the Israelite community believe about Jacob's trouble. And then we're gonna dive into the scriptures, man. Right? Hey, Boaz, I'm gonna let you do the shout outs, King.
I'm gonna run through the shout outs real quick. Shout out to the sister Joan Gilchrist. I want Yawasop, Tamala Nicole, John, Be Like Ants, Nadayab, Tawabia, Adawan Judah, Adawan Kadar Haran, Jason, Laura Harris, Shemaiah, Adawan Yahawada, DTA Twan,
DTA,
Khan Shalom King, Shalom to Jezreel or Yaiquab in Ohio, Yaiquab in AHOS, Shalom King, Nadayab, Shalom to.
Hey, we claiming this brother right here for North Carolina, man.
That's fine.
We claiming him for North Carolina, man. Y'all better catch up.
Hey, go ahead. Shalom to the sister Abaya, brother Shemaiah, sister Sky, Yeshaya, Adawan Shaquat, Wayne, Naphtali, sister Gabriella. So they just popping in now.
Hey, that's right.
Wait, give him a second. Let's see if somebody else come in.
Khan.
Okay. So Khan, anybody else that come in, shalom to all of y'all as well. Hope y'all enjoy the class.
Hey, that's right. Most High willing, we can continue to put out some good edifying lessons like this. Be on the lookout for these brothers' pages. I'm gonna let them give a plug to their page real quick. Because it ain't about one group eating, it's about everybody eating, right? So let me let them plug they rooms real quick and then we can get started.
Khan. It's Karatazar from Soldiers of Yahweh. You can actually find us on Soldiers of Yahweh as well. Also, you can find us at Woken Israelite on social media, Facebook, Woken Israelite 777. We also do a podcast on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Got a special guest for y'all as well this Saturday. Got the brother Jonathan in the building. We could do a Wicked Dicklessness. You can find us at Newborns, all one word. And you also can find us at Wicked Dicklessness on Facebook as well.
Khan. That's right. Hey, this brother got superior sound, right? Superior sound quality over there. All right, go ahead.
Khan, this brother Yeshaya from the Hopeful Elect. Y'all about Shem Shabbat. And you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at the Hopeful Elect. You can find us on Instagram at the Hopeful Election. So it'll be the Hopeful Elect, but election on the end. But we do classes Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays, and on the Sabbath day. So if any family, not on the brothers class or doing anything else, y'all are always welcome to tune in and hit us up. But y'all about Shem Shabbat.
That's right.
All right, Khan, Shalom, Israel. My name is Monty, but you see it, on the screen, YouTube, I go by New, like newborn, like you need to be new in the spirit and all that. My YouTube channel is Biblical Behaviors. So Biblical Behavior with an S on it. And as Karat I said, we do a podcast every Saturday, every Shabbat. 11 a.m. It's called Wicked Ridiculousness. And we got, special guests from here gonna be on there as well. But yeah, that's where you can find me at Biblical Behaviors.
That's right. You got it, Oriah. Oh,
Hey,
snap.
shalom.
I ain't realized Brother Shia was in the back. My fault. Go ahead.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Giving our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And you can find us, Soldiers of Yahweh, on YouTube, as well as Soy 144, with the dots in the middle, as well as just regular Soy 144, like the Water King.
All praises. And then Brother Hashaya, you can say something too, King.
Shalom, shalom, Malaks, all praises to the Most High. Yashala, all praises. Hey, man, yeah, this brother Hoshaya, man, with Soldier of Yahweh. Hey, with the mighty kings, man, all praises to the Most High, man. The water for allowing us on, King. All praises, man. You guys, brothers, doing a strong, mighty work out there,
Khan, all praises to the Most High, man. All praises. Hey, look, with no further ado, we're going to get started. Maybe halfway through, we'll hit y'all with a commercial break. But right now, we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing, man. So, hey, it's all kind of doctrines out here, Israel. I ain't even know. And I guess it's because I'm kind of tunnel vision to a certain degree. I didn't even know that it was brothers in the Israelite community that did not believe in Jacob's trouble. Can you believe it?
They get crazy every day, brother.
It get crazy, man. Like you allow brothers to their own devices, and it get crazy fast, right? So we're gonna pull something up. We're gonna listen to this brother, and y'all can stop me whenever you want to. We'll pause the video. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna pull some scripts. We're gonna see quickly that this dude is on some folly, but it's a good video to break down. All right.
God.
Hey, if it ain't Jacob's trouble, then what is it?
Hey, look, we're gonna go into that because we're gonna deal with the Hebrew, right? For all of the people that try to say that we just pulling it out of thin air, we're gonna go into the Hebrew. So let's take a look at it real quick. Hey, fair use. This is not our video. It's owned by Eli Israel. This is for educational purposes.
We can't hear it. Can y'all anybody hear it? Or you got the
Anybody can hear it? Supposed to be sound attached.
Can y'all hear it or no?
Live.
Oh, snap. Hold on, let me see something. Yo, that's strange. All right, hold on. Let me get the people in the chat to give me some feedback. Y'all give us a 7 in the chat if you can hear the sound. All right. Give me a 8 if you can't hear it. All right. 7 if you can hear it. 8 if you cannot hear it. Hey, Shalom Aviel 144K. Shalom. Brother Kasaja, Shalom King. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you in the building. All right. Let me get them 7s in the chat if y'all can hear the video. Nadiyab said La'ah. I don't know what's going on. I can hear it. It's loud and clear on my side, obviously. Everybody's saying no. All right. So there we go. All right. Usually Judah will run these videos, but I ain't worried about it. So boom. Let's drop that down. So I'm gonna give you the short of it then. He's gonna tell you 2 main things he's gonna say. He's gonna say that Jacob's trouble is not, number 1, is not about Israel being in trouble. That's number 1. And number 2, he's gonna say it's actually about our salvation, and therefore we're not the ones that are going through the trouble. So now we got to read this and examine it to understand what's going on. And I want to start with the Hebrew like I brought out earlier. And if any one of y'all brothers got any precepts, you already know we're gonna get the Jeremiahs and the Daniels and all that. So let me pull this up real quick. me show you something. I'm going to show you where he gets this from, because once again, this goes into textual criticism. He's not pulling it out the air. I will say that, to be fair. He is not pulling this out of the air. He's saying that Jeremiah chapter 30 and 7, when you look at it, is not talking about Jacob. LXX, okay. I'm gonna get this on the screen so y'all can see it real quick. All right. So number one thing he points out is that the Septuagint has different page numbers than the Masoretic text. Right? That's the first thing he points out. That's important to understand because once again, that goes into textual criticism. But I'm gonna pull up the parallel Bible real quick, and I'm gonna show you something. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm gonna start at verse 7. I really wish he could have said it himself, but it's all good. We ain't gonna waste no time on that. Right. So right here, right. So it says, "How awful that day will be! No other will be like it. It will be a time of trouble for Jacob." Right. That's what the NIV says. NLT says, "In all history, there's never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people, Israel." ESV, "That day is so great, there's none like it. It's a time of distress for Jacob." Right? Every translation points out that the trouble is for Jacob. Every single translation. So if we want to just use comparative translations, we can see that much. But now let's get a little bit deeper and let's look at this Hebrew real fast. This is what I want to show you. This is where the brother is in error, right? It says, "Alas, for great is that day, so that none is like it. And the time, trouble," the word "of" here is not there, but it's implied. "And the time of trouble, it is of Jacob." Now, if you look at this word right here, you got a prefix in front of the word Jacob. That prefix is what they call a preposition, right? And the preposition represents of or for or pertaining to. So not only does the verse say what it says, but the Hebrew says what it says, right? And the Hebrew tells us that the trouble is pertaining to Jacob, right? So now that we got that out the way, we can start dealing with it. So let's Boaz, if you don't mind, can you grab Jeremiah 30 and verse?
Can I start at verse 4?
Yeah, let's start up a little bit. Get the context.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 4. "And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice trembling of fear." And
matter of fact, hey, Salakia, my fault. Jump up to verse 3. I want to show the people something. Jump up to verse 3.
Verse 3. "For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord."
Now stop. I want to ask the chat. Is this an end time prophecy? Yes or no? Is this an end time prophecy? Yes or no? Khan. That's right. Right? And what's the clue that we know this is an end time prophecy, Israel? What's the clue that lets us know? Khan, go ahead.
It says, "I will bring again the captivity of my Israel and Judah."
That's
so
right.
It's letting you know that it happened before and again.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Because the children of Israel and the children of Judah have never been in the kingdom of the Most High God together since the time the Northern Kingdom left, man. The two kingdoms were never fully united since the time the Northern Kingdom was carried away. So if the Lord is saying here that he's going to bring Israel and Judah, and what's he going to do, Boaz? Keep going.
"And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it."
This has never happened, right? So we know this is an end time prophecy. Very simple, very easy and to the point. The brother in the video is making a whole case about how Jacob's trouble is not end time prophecy. And then I watched some Jewish dude break it down. He did a terrible job. But the Jewish dude was like, oh, after we left the Holocaust, we all came back. But if you ask them right now, who's in the land of Israel, they'll say Judah, Benjamin, Levi. They couldn't even tell you who the northern kingdom is. So how could this verse apply to them?
Right.
Right. Come on, let's keep going.
Verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness?
Hold up. So we can obviously break down the woman in travail. We've done that before on our videos. Let's grab a couple of precepts about the woman in travail. Real quick.
Matthew chapter 24.
Let's get it.
And I was just looking at this, Salakia.
You good? I'm gonna let you pull yours because I got one that I always go to.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 19. It reads, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Come on.
But pray ye your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you break that one down.
Because there's gonna be that. So there's a time that's gonna come. Like brothers was talking about this before, when the COVID epidemic came along. They said there was people in the stores and they was buying all the toilet paper, they buying all the Lysol wipes, Lysol sprays, they getting all the tissues and everything like that, right? There was a woman that was in the store with a baby. She had a baby in her hand and she was holding Similac in the other. And there was no carts, and wouldn't nobody give this woman no cart. So this is a time where it's like, this is a hard time for her. She trying to hold the baby and hold the Similac at the same time and get out the store without people like doing something like trampling her, or she dropping Similac and somebody taking it from her so her baby can't get the Similac and things like that.
Yeah,
that was a small instance, but what it's talking about in the scripture, there's going to be a time that's going to come that would be even worse than that.
Hey, that's right. And people was losing their damn mind when the COVID hit, man. Right? So imagine they taking everything from you. They pulling out guns on your family, right? They done confiscated all the weapons. Right? You got to go through checkpoints. Like, yeah, it's gonna get tight, man. It's gonna get real tight. Now, I'm gonna give you a precept that I would use for the woman in travail. Let's break this down real quick. Let's go to Hosea chapter 12 and verse 13. Who is the book of Hosea written to primarily? The book of Hosea is written primarily to the northern kingdom.
That's correct, King.
Right? And it's very important to understand because the northern kingdom had gone off into idolatry, and the Lord said, let Ephraim alone, right? But let's look at what chapter 13 says.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 12 and verse 13.
My fault, 13 and verse 12.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 13 and verse 12. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him.
Come on.
He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in the place of the breaking forth of children.
Okay, let's stop for a second. The sorrows of a woman in travail shall come upon him. A woman that's in travail is in great pain. She's laboring to bring forth, right? And we know in other places in the scriptures, the Father says, shall a nation be born in one day? Right? So this is speaking of the tribulation and the trials that our people have to go through in the land of captivity. We're going to get that even further in the book of Revelation, as the brother Nadiyah put in the chat. right? We're gonna stack these points and we're gonna show you. But being in travail represents going into the land of captivity and struggling to bring forth, right? You're struggling to bring forth that fruit unto righteousness, let's say. All right. Anybody want to jump in there? Y'all good?
I'm good.
Brother,
Okay, keep doing your thing, King.
Khan, all praises. Hey, Aviel 144K said John 16 and 21. Let me grab that real quick.
Khan. I'm already there.
Khan, go ahead.
Khan, it's the book of John, chapter 16 and verse 21. A woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world.
Hey, you see that? And that's how we're gonna be, man. When the Most High come back with the chariots of fire, man, right? And the mighty angels that's ready to destroy this place, we not gonna remember all the hardships we went through. The Most High it's gonna be so great that we're gonna be worried about that at that point. And we're gonna have a new spirit, and it's gonna be just straight vengeance on the heathen, man. Right? So these are the things that we're looking forward to. That's why I call this class Jacob's trouble and the patience of the saints, because this is what we patiently wait for.
Khan, King. Revelations 12. Revelations 12 and 1, we talking about the same thing if you bring it out.
Khan.
And also in First Thessalonians 5 and 3, I'll read that. It says First Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall have no escape.
Hey, that's right. That's right. So that lines up. That shows us perfectly that woman in travail is captivity, going into captivity, man.
Shalaki, I went out for a minute. Shalaki, King.
Con, you good? Let's get that. Hey, Boaz, get that Revelation 12 for him real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12. You said verse 1, Con?
Yeah, 12 and 1.
Con, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
Come. And Salaki, you know what's amazing about that, right? You look at Rebecca, right? And you remember Rebecca when she was having Jacob and Esau, you know what I mean? And she asked the Most High, she inquired of the Most High, why am I going through all this pain? You know what I mean? I've been kind of looking at that this week. You know what I mean? The Most High just brought that to my understanding real quick. I want to get into that, but I don't want to go off on this one. But go ahead, King.
Nah, that's a beautiful point in the spirit, man. Because it's like everything the Most High did, even though it happened in the physical, it had spiritual reverberations. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, King. I think a lot of people don't get that either, because a lot of stuff that we read about is spiritual and physical.
That's right. That's right. Hey, what Priest Yakanan always say? He says physical realities that convey spiritual truths, man. Right? That's one of his taglines that he always say. Con, that's beautiful. Let me get another one. Let's get Micah 4 and 9, then we can go back to Jeremiah, because Jeremiah is teaching something, and that's what I really wish that video would have worked, because the brother in the video was making this whole point about how the nation of Israel is not going into trouble. When Christ comes, we're just gonna be resurrected and all this type of stuff, right? So we gotta deal with that. Hosea 4:9. You got it.
Micah chapter 4 and verse 9.
Yep.
Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail.
Come on.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. there the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies.
Clean cut. That's what it means to be the woman in travail, right? Very clean cut. We don't even have to deal with it no more. So let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 30. Right, and then pick back up at 6, and then let's pick back up right there.
Verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Okay, so we understand that Jacob's trouble is twofold. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that. Jacob's trouble is twofold. This is why we can call this class Jacob's Trouble and the Patience of the Saints, because we are not only looking forward to the day of the Lord, and the day of the Lord not going to be as joyous as everybody believes it will be, right? It's going to be some brothers who call themselves Israelites, who wearing fringes, but their spirit not right. That's not going to be a good day for them neither. Right? So we all have to do some retrospective looking in the mirror to make sure that the Most High actually dealing with us, man. Right? Let me get Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. Because this goes into the same concept. And notice what it says. We always bring out salvation scriptures. I would love a Christian to tell me how they get everybody gonna have salvation out of this, because that last verse you just read said, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, even the time of Jacob's trouble, speaking about Jacob, but he will be saved out of it. So you showed me the Gentiles getting salvation in that verse. Right? Let's go ahead and get that. You got it.
This is the book of Daniel chapter 7. You said verse 1?
Daniel chapter 12 and 1.
Slide it.
Yep.
Chapter 12 and verse 1. It reads, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Okay, so here go the time of trouble. It's never been nothing this bad before. It's the same situation. Come on.
And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Okay, so the people will be saved, but only the ones found in the book. Come on.
And many of them shall sleep in the dust of the earth, shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
And one more.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Yo, that's another cut. So this right here proves that we're going to be teaching the law in the last days. Right?
That's right.
We're going to be teaching the law up until the very last day when Michael stands up for the people. Y'all put it in the chat. What does the word Michael mean? Micah Allah. What does that word mean in the Hebrew? Right? I know y'all know this. Hey, the brother Nadiyah pulling precepts tonight, boy. What's wrong with you? Sirach 51 and 10. I'm going to get that one for him real quick.
I got a precept real quick while you grab that.
Go ahead.
About Israel being saved. It's another one in Jeremiah 50 and verse 20. It's talking about in those days. It says, in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. So of course there's going to be some in Israel who's going to get reserved, because those are the ones who came back to the law, statutes, and commandments. They repented and everything. So
that's right.
Simple and plain.
Hey, that's right.
But I yield.
That's right. Hey, they starting to come in now. See, look. Said he who is like God, right? He who is like God. So that's a cold name, right? Imagine having that name, boy, Michael Allah, boy. You know what I mean? Like, I pray the Most High allow us to be the ones that's shining like the firmament in the last days, man. That's cold, right? But that proves we know that it says that turn many to righteousness. Oh, it was another brother that had a precept. Go ahead, get that precept.
I wanted to pull up Ezekiel real quick.
Okay.
Ezekiel chapter 12, and I'm gonna go to, Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 12. Ezekiel 34 and 12. Let me pull it up.
King, when you after you pull that, King, if you can pull Psalms 91.
And this is Ezekiel 34 and 12, and it says, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day, right? And you can go to reference like the day of the Lord being a day of darkness, like it says in Amos 5 and 18, right? And this is verse 13, and it says, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and all the inhabited places of the country, right? So this is another precept showing how we'll be saved from that trouble, like it mentions in Jeremiah chapter 30 and 7, as well as the other precepts that brother have been bringing out to support that.
That's right. That's beautiful. You said Psalms 91?
King.
Which verses you want on that one?
I think start at 1, King. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. This is Psalms 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress and my God. In him will I trust. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He will cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings thou shalt trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. That's cold. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is thy refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
Salakia, King, I couldn't really say nothing because these dogs are barking. Salakia, King.
Oh, no, you good. I would have read the whole chapter. All right?
I know. That's serious right there.
Yeah, time. That's right. And that goes into the Most High protecting us during that trouble. It don't matter what type of trouble, what type of plagues the Most High want to bring on this place. It's going to be just like Egypt when our people was in the land of Goshen, right? And they had darkness all throughout the land, but the Israelites had light. You see what I'm saying? I be trying to be spiritual with it. Like when the plague of the flies was happening, I believe the flies just stopped at the border like it was a damn force field. And they was just standing there, and the Israelites was like, yo, what is this? Because the Most High had them in a bubble, man. He had them in a protective hedge.
I got a precept.
It's just like when you look at the ocean, right? Just like going into what you feel like when you look at the ocean, man, you can see that the waves stop at a certain point. The same thing, like, brother was saying about how you feel like the plagues stop at the border, you know what I'm saying, when it came to the children of Israel.
That's right. That's right.
I got a precept, Bob.
Go ahead. You got it.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 13. It say, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, here it is, and none shall make them afraid.
That's right. That's right.
So just like y'all saying, man, making your election sure and making sure you're doing what's right in this time. And you'll be protected even, doing all this. So I'll praise to the Most High, though. I yield.
Hey, Khan. That's right. Go ahead. Somebody said something?
Hey, I got a I'm sorry, I got a precept I'll put in the comment if brother can pull it for me, I appreciate it.
Khan, I see it right now. That's exactly what I was looking at. That hold on real quick. I just switched over. Isaiah 26 and 17. Let me get that real fast. Isaiah 26 and 17. Hey, that's right. As you can see, this is not a concept that's only one place in the Bible.
Khan.
Right.
The book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 17. Like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pains, so have we been in the sight, O Lord.
Khan, keep reading.
Yeah, keep reading, Khan, down to 21, I think it is.
Okay. We have been with child, we have been in pain, we have as it were brought forth when we have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body, shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed.
Hey, Salaki King, hey, look, and that right there tell you until that indignation be overpassed. That's that Jacob's trouble, man. To the fury of the high overpassed. But watch, keep going, watch.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Hey,
and I tell you, go, I'm sorry, King.
No, you good. I'm brainstorming over here. You good.
And that right there just tells you that that's gonna be Jacob's trouble, because hey, at the end of the day, it said, "Come, my people, and enter thou into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee." Man, so it's like it's letting you know, hey, it's gonna be a rough time, but hey, at the end of the day, hey, he's gonna get his people out though, if we believe and have that faith. So I yield, King.
Hey, Khan, that's right. Hey, I want to welcome the brother to the stage. Shalom, King. Shalom. Y'all about Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, and shalom to all the brothers on stage and all those that's watching.
Shalom.
All praise to the Most High. Yeah, we moving in the spirit, King. Whenever you got to get in there, get in there. We kind of dealing with Jacob's trouble. So far, we talked about the woman that's in travail. I want to touch on this Isaiah 26. I'm mad this brother brought this out. This is a dagger right here, right? It is so many daggers in this one verse. So verse 17 talks about the woman with child, right? We just broke that down. We understand that the woman with child, according to Hosea chapter 13 and 13, verses in Luke chapter 24, various places is teaching that this is when the children of Israel go into captivity and they labor to bring forth that righteousness that they was created to bring forth, right? Now, look at verse 18. It says, we have been with child, we have been in pain, we have, as it were, brought forth wind. What does that mean? Somebody in the comments. Y'all don't give it up. Y'all don't give it up on the stage, right? I want y'all to put your thinking cap on. What does that mean? Let's say that you're a woman that's pregnant with a child, right? And then you having contractions. You like, oh snap, this it? And then you just bring forth wind, right? That's the metaphor that's being said. Like, we thought this was it, but it wasn't. We have not yet brought forth righteousness, right? Look what it says. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. That's a cut. Isaiah been waiting for the inhabitants of the world to fall. So why the Christian church teaching that everybody supposed to be standing hand in hand? Right? That's a question they got to answer. And this is in the context of salvation itself. Right? Look at verse 19. The dead men shall live together. So this is being born again, because now you're not them dry bones no more. Now you're about to come back to life. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, you that dwell in the dust. This the resurrection. For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Now watch this. This what I wanted to point out. Verse 20 and 21. Come now. This goes back to Psalm chapter 91, which the brother Hashaya brought out. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. What feast day do that sound like? Come on, chat. Where the chat at? Right? What feast day do this sound like right here? In the context of being saved from your enemies, in the context of being rescued from a great tribulation and great distress and great trouble upon your people, right? What feast day is being described right here, right? Just spiritually speaking, the Passover. That's right. The brother Benyamin, Nadiyab, Araya the Seer, Tawabia, right? This is the Passover. So now we read in scriptures and we go over motifs and prophecy on this channel, and we just talk about how certain concepts reoccur throughout the scriptures. It may not say the word Passover in the verse, but we understand, because we spiritual, we understand this is the this is the Passover we waiting for. Right? When the Most High is destroying everybody else around you and you get to walk out on dry land. Right? And spoil the other nations. Like, yo, give me that gold. I'm gonna take that with me on my journey. Give me these garments, give me these fabrics, give me these spices, right? Look at verse 21. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. Man, that's heavy. Tawabia, Joanne Gilchrist. All right, cool. So let me drop that. That was an excellent precept, King. Let's get Revelation chapter 2 and verse 8 real quick. And then another brother gets Zechariah 13 and 8. So now we have a dilemma, because the brother on the video was, and we didn't get to see the video, but the brother on the video was going to say that Jacob's trouble means that the Israelites will not be touched by this danger. And when Jacob's trouble comes, you will not be touched by this danger at all. So we read a lot of scriptures that, hey, it seems like you might be able to deduce that, right? But let's get some verses that round out our understanding real quick.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 8. And unto the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things save the first and the last, which was dead and is alive.
Hold up, I gotta bring this out. This is red letter, right? Christ is calling himself the first and the last, but then he also says that at one point he was dead. So that would put a separation between him and the Most High God, because we believe that the Most High God can't die. Right. All right, keep going.
God, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Come on.
For none of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold.
Hold on, you got to hit that first word one more time, King.
Oh, Slakia. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Now, what is that number 10 there for? Right? What is that number 10 there to represent? Does that mean that the Lord gonna be counting on the calendar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 days? No. Right? He's telling you it's a set amount of time that you're going to be going through this type of tribulation. The devil is going to throw you into prison, right? He's going to that you may be what? That you may be tried, and you will have tribulation 10 days. 10 is a number of completion in the scriptures, So if you see something talking about 10 days, talking about 7 times a complete number of days, that's right, Austin. So if the Most High say He gonna do something like that, He just saying, "Yo, this about to be a perfect cleansing. You're gonna get ran through this fire, man." Right? Let's keep reading. Read down to 11.
Past 11.
Verse 11. My fault.
Okay. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Okay, now before I bring that point home, somebody grab Zechariah 13 and 8.
I'm here, King.
Con.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Keep going.
Yep, come on.
Fine. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Hey, you see that? This is a purposeful action on the part of the Most High. Jacob's trouble is to both destroy these other nations, but it's also going to be a terrible time for us because we're going to be getting ran through a fire that we never been ran through before, man. It's going to be so perfect. The fire going to be so perfect that only the elect will make it through the fire. That's crazy. And then we read in other places in the New Testament. I'm a butcher it, so I'm not going to quote it. But other places in the New Testament where it says the lie will be so great that if it were possible, even the elect will believe the lie in the last days. So it's gonna be this close, man. You gotta be on your stuff, man. You gotta be leading your family, leading your children, making sure that they serious about these commandments the same way you serious about these commandments, man. Because at this, when that fire hits you, if you wasn't built for it, you're not gonna make it out. And that's an admonition to everybody. Like we can think, yo, I'm mighty in the spirit right now. I feel like the Most High dealing with me. Let something tragic happen in your life, yo. Like you really just don't know. That junk can hit you and take you off your feet, man. Right? So that's why we gotta have patience. Somebody's gonna say something.
I got a precept. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse number. I'm gonna start at verse number. Let me read 1 on down, and I'm gonna just summarize it. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Right, the same way we're gonna be going through Jacob's trouble. Right, the Lord said, "Hey, look, we're gonna have to set our heart aright and constantly endure." Let me jump down to verse number 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take thee cheerfully and be patient, that thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." The same way we talking about, he that overcometh, you know what I'm saying? He will give an opportunity for those people to endure the benefits of overcoming that affliction, right? The same thing it mentions in, I want to say Ezekiel 5, about trying gold in the fire and bringing gold through bringing the third part through the fire. These are some of the things that we'll have to go through. It's not as if we won't ever go through trouble, because when you come to serve the Lord, the instant thing is that you're going to go through trouble, but you have to put your heart and your mind on the Most High God to help him deliver you from anything that we're going through. Same thing with the end times. Khan, are you?
Khan. I know I came Salaki for coming on late too, man.
No, you good.
But the brothers bring out Ezekiel 20 already?
Nah, we ain't hit it.
Come, man. And so this is Ezekiel 20, and I think it goes perfectly with the topic at hand. It's Ezekiel 20 and 38. And it says, "And I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me, and I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and you shall know that I am the Lord." Right? Just bringing this out to say, hey, look, a lot of us that are going to be going through Jacob's trouble, even some brothers and sisters in the truth, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be rebels and we're not gonna be able to see it. But that fire, like the brother was saying, is gonna be so fine. That fire is gonna be so perfect that only the elect is gonna make it out, and you're gonna see those rebels start to fall off here and there, right? You're gonna see those rebels, those hypocrites, right? Those people that are in this for the wrong thing, they're gonna start falling off. And
That's
only the elect is gonna be able to make it through the fire, like the brothers have been saying. But I yield.
That's scary, man. I be thinking about this sometimes. Like it let me think like this. Like the Most High can really be dealing with you at any moment. He could take that spirit off of you, man. Look at Saul. Like, and I would never presumptuously speak a word against Saul. I would never presumptuously speak a word against Samuel. Definitely not Samuel, but Samson, right? These men, they made mistakes in the scriptures. We have the luxury of reading these mistakes, and we like, man, this brother was tripping. You know what I mean? Like, we going in on this brother like we was in his shoes. This man was the king of Israel, bro. Every eye in the nation was on him at all times, right? And imagine if they had like damn Twitter, Instagram, or something like that. It'd been crazy. So the amount of attention that was on these mighty men of the Lord, if they made one mistake, it became 1,000 times bigger than it had to be. You see what I'm saying? Because of the position they was in. Samson, because of the position he was in. But at any time, the Lord can take his hand off of you, man.
That's right.
So we can't be moving like, yo, the Most High dealing with me. And you know what I'm saying? That spirit got to leave Israel. That spirit got to leave Israel, man. Right? I got another precept. Because this is when this lesson really starts to drive it home. Like, we all believe that Jacob's trouble is a real thing. We're going to get some precepts on the day of the Lord. But we all believe that this is a real thing. But you know what we fail to realize is that when that day comes, you're going to be tried like you ain't never been tried before. And the scriptures say that. You ain't never been tried like this before. You done been through this. You was going through this in the streets. You was doing whoop-de-woo in the streets and all that. Guess what? You ain't never been through this. That's what the Most High is saying, right? Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13. Because this goes into the same thought process of what the brother just brought out. That was an excellent precept.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
By what?
And it shall be because it shall be revealed by fire.
Yo, I gotta get this in another translation. Right? Go ahead, keep reading. I'm gonna get in another translation in the background.
And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Keep reading.
If any man's work abide, which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire.
Yo, my rib brought this out the other day. We was doing a family Bible study. I said, get out of here, boy. Hold on, let me see. All right. This right here is stupid, right? So it says, now if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's works will be manifest. Now we know the parable that Hamashiach Yahushua was talking about, building on a sure foundation, right? We understand that. It says, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire. And the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. When that fire come, it don't really matter how many people you brought into the truth. It don't really matter how many books you done written, how many videos you done, how many seminars, you know what I mean? None of that matters. When that fire come, it's going to prove the type of work you was doing. And it says, if the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. Yo, I had to meditate on this. Both of these people in this scenario had works. The one person had works and his works survived, and he received a reward because his works was true. He brought forth good fruit to the Most High, right? He wasn't bringing forth wind. This other person's work, it was in vain a little bit, you know what I mean? But the Most High is not unfaithful to forget your good deeds. So he gave him credit, and he was saved, but he was saved through the fire, and that fire refined him. And now he knows why. Now he knows the true reason behind why he was doing all that in the first place. But there's a third person that's not in this verse, and that's the person that ain't got no damn works. Right? We gotta be careful not to be that person as well. Don't allow that slothful spirit to jump on your back and stop you from putting in work, man. Because hey, it happens to the best of us, right? Life get fast. You know what I'm saying? It becomes easy to fall back. And then next thing you know, brothers is calling and checking in on you to see if you're still in the truth. Right? So we got to keep that zeal, keep that spirit to do this thing for the Most High, right? I'm going to pause right there unless somebody got something to say. I think Brother New had came open real quick.
Yeah, I got something real quick. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 17, it say, kind of in the same vein that you're going into, it say, they that fear the Most High will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Verse 18, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Most High and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Then I want to go over here to Psalms 1 chapter, Psalms 112. Because like you said, basically preparing for this stuff, right? So I'm going to start at verse 5 and say, a good man, this Psalms 112 verse 5, a good man shows favor and lends. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings or news. His heart is fixed. Doing what? Trusting in the Most High. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies. So I praise the Most High. As basically what we're doing here is, preparing our hearts, preparing our mind for everybody that do know that there's Jacob's trouble, tribulation coming. You know what I mean? But we prepared to the point where, like you said, you got the good works. You're doing what you need to do. You behaving correctly. You should be all right when the Most High come and do what he got to do, man.
That's right. That's right. Come. All right. So, hey, real quick, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to show these people this video real fast. We got the brother Shaquat, the smooth like butter, man. Y'all got to get your hands on this stuff. It's really good. My rib use it. I've used it at camp. You know what I mean? It stay on you the whole time you at camp, that type of stuff. So let's get right into it.
All right, so I just got something in the mail from my brother Shaquat out there in San Francisco, man. Smooth like butter, man. Smooth like butter. Yo, let me let you see what it look like. All right, the whipped cream, whipped body butter is what they call it. Yo, it smells good. It really smells good. Go check it out, man. All right, I got it on right now. It feels good. My skin glowing, the whole 9 y'all. Go get you some of this smooth like butter. So to you again, SMUVLIKEBUTTA.com. Smoothlikebutter.com. All right, y'all go cop that, man. It's an Israelite business. We got to start supporting each other, man. Let's support Israelite businesses. All right. Hey, man, brothers and sisters, when they start businesses and stuff, you know what I'm saying? The majority of them, put back into the community, man, and help us push the word. So make sure you are supporting these Israelite businesses. Brother shipped out fast. You know what I'm saying? I got it quick all the way from Cali. All right, it smells good, feels good, the whole 9 y'all. So go ahead and get it. Smoothlikebutter.com.
Con, all praises. And that's for real. We was talking about that on Clubhouse today. When brothers and sisters open up businesses, we should be the first people there to make sure they make it and to make sure that their business thrives, right? Because that's preferring our brethren. We setting up a defense for ourselves. The scripture says that money is a defense, right? So we making sure that people can defend their family, people can take care of their family. All praise to the Most High. It's a good product. Make sure you get your hands on it. So getting back into it, right? The day of the Lord. I really wish that video would have worked, but I ain't gonna keep bringing it up. But another thing he said is that the day of the Lord is a day that basically he's saying that the only thing about the day of the Lord is that it's salvation. So we just read that the Israelites had to be ran through the fire. We just read that 2/3 would be cut off and die. We just read that we have to be tried as gold is tried, right? We read all of these things. But I want to show you this too. This is another thing that we got to focus on. Amos chapter 5 and 18. Right. Then after that, we can open it up for the conversation and see what the chat talking about.
This is the book of Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Hey, so the Most High is saying, understand what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of Israelites that I got to kill on the day of the Lord. Why are you so happy? Why are you so ready for it to come?
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie to you. I be having this spirit sometimes. I'll be like, man, I'm ready to get up out of here. And I am ready to get up out of here. I'm ready to get up out of here right now. Matter of fact. But at the same time, I gotta have patience because I got brethren who still not woken up all the way. I got brethren who still halfway in this world, man.
Okay.
One of my good brothers, dog. We used to be in the streets together, all that. This brother, he was into the Commission sciences, the brother Polites of the world, the brother Garfields of the world. He was into all of that, and he used to hit me up all the time, and we used to go at it like before I was even in the truth. We used to go at it over the Bible. I ain't know the first precept. That brother used to hit me with all kind of stuff I ain't never seen before, and I, as typical Christians do, I was locked in on my understanding. But he used to hit me with some crazy stuff that I couldn't answer because I wasn't studying. But now that I'm in the truth, if I try to have a conversation with that brother, he at the point now where he like, oh, you ain't talking about nothing. Right? Because I wasted my time that I had to deal with him being in ignorance and not knowing the scriptures, not knowing how to edify him. So now he's past the point of trying to have that conversation. And, I pray all the time. Like, I'm like, dang, man, if that brother getting the truth, it's over. I'm telling you right now. That between him and my two cousins, if them three getting the truth, it's over. We get in the kingdom in 5 minutes. That's how I feel, right? So, but it's just a matter of remembering that, you know what? There are people out here that still need to repent. That's why the Most High taking this time, man.
Salakia.
Come.
Hey, just to add on to that point in that scripture where it's like you desiring the day of the Lord, something that Zephaniah said over here in the first chapter of Zephaniah 1 and 14, he's given a picture of what it could look or what it would look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 14, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So it's like mighty men is going to be crying. Like you talking about strong, bodybuilding, brolic type of guys, like dudes who tough. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't take no crap. They ready to knock anybody out type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They going to be crying. Like they going to be afraid, right? It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. This is like what Zephaniah is explaining right now is like, it's deep. It's real deep, because you're getting the image on what this day could look like. Like you don't know what could happen. Somebody could you could be running, like you running from something, and somebody just bust in front of you, and it's like they blood all over the place like dust, and you see they flesh drop to the ground, and you don't know what to do. Don't Hey, if you running and the angel told you to run away, don't do what Lot's wife did and look back.
Yeah,
It's
fact.
all
In fact,
right?
ain't no looking back.
And people who got and it goes in more. I'm gonna finish this out because it goes in more. It says, verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So even people who got money, they can have all the money in the world. All them people they talking about who billionaires and stuff like that, it don't mean nothing when the Lord's wrath comes.
That's right. That's right.
Not you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you straight up. It's a lot of people. You ever seen the Edomites riding around with the big old trucks, man? They lift it and they on the back, it'll be like zombie apocalypse. They had a little.
I was just about to say that it's gonna be like a zombie days.
Cause they swear, they swear they gonna be ready when the Most High get ready to pop this thing off, man.
Oh man,
you saw a trip, man.
No lie, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, that's right. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say I want one of them big trucks though.
Yeah,
I don't need a zombie apocalypse on the back. I just want a big truck.
This brother wicked. Hey, you gonna be like, I don't want Yakum Yah coming to camp with the dually.
God, you right.
I don't want Yakum Yah drive. Hey, I gotta tell y'all that. I don't want Yakum Yah drive from Charlotte to Greensboro every weekend with a dually truck. I already know he dropping 200 when he fill up the tank. Like, ain't no joke.
Anyway, that's a real man.
Hey, I'm telling you. Man, hey, he ready for the zombie apocalypse, man. You know what I mean? But and right now it's a zombie apocalypse right now, man, because we in a world of the Walking Dead.
Facts.
Right. And then we got people that want to run up and fight the men of the Lord while we teaching the Bible, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. I want to open it up for some of the people in the comments to join the conversation. We got some precepts on the board. Let's pull them real quick. We got Jeremiah 46:10. And I'm going to grab Proverbs 11:4.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 46 and verse 10. It reads, for this is the day of the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries. And the sword shall devour, and it shall be, I'm having trouble pronouncing that. And it shall be satiate and made drunk.
Satiate
and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord Yahweh of hosts had a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates.
Hey, Khan, that's right. Hey, we might have to do a lesson on the sacrifice, man.
Khan.
Right, because the Most High said he gonna have a sacrifice in the land of Idumea, man. Right, so we look forward to that, of course. Let me get this: Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. That's cold. That's cold, and that goes into what we was talking about earlier when it said, "In those days we will shine." Right, we will shine like the firmament of heaven, right? And those who taught righteousness will shine as the firmament of heaven. And we know what righteousness is according to the law, statutes, and commandments, or according to the Bible, it's the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But I want to balance that precept against this one. Let's get Sirach 7:12 real quick. Sirach 7:12 says, Salaki, that's not it. It's Ecclesiastes 7:12. My fault. My fault. I ain't.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 12. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see if the vine flourish.
Nah, that's not it. It's 7:12. Ecclesiastes chapter 7.
Ecclesiastes 7:12. I'll read it. And it says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth light to them that have it.
Yo, that's a heavy precept, right? That thing say wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, right? But excellency of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those that have it. And I wanted to balance that against that Proverbs because this verse right here says that money is a defense. So we know that money is a defense, right? But we don't trust in money. We don't put our trust in the dollar, right? And we also understand that in the day of destruction, that money ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you.
Right.
It ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you. We couldn't use it to buy our way out of captivity. We damn sure not gonna be able to buy our way out of what's gonna happen in the last days.
Con, I got a precept too.
Con.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 49, and starting at verse 6, and I'm gonna read through 8. And it says, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him, right? Just like the Ak just said, literally, we couldn't even buy ourselves out of captivity. When you go read Deuteronomy 28:68, and no man shall buy you. We was able to do that, in Leviticus 25, go buy our brother out. But hey, when we talk about trusting in riches, especially in the day of the Lord, none of that stuff is going to matter, right? Which is why when you see a lot of people, you see a lot of people who subscribe to the doctrine that, oh, if you got money, then you got all the wisdom in the world. And that's not true. Pertaining to the precept we just read in Ecclesiastes, that, the excellency is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. You can have all the money, you can have all the cars, the clothes, you got the biggest following, you can have everything that you want on this side of life. That's not going to profit you anything in the day of the Lord, and it's not going to profit you anything to save your soul.
Salaki, can I land me back off of that, King?
Khan, please.
Khan, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm gonna start at 17. No, I didn't say Khan.
I got it. You want me to read it?
Khan, you can read it, King.
Khan, this is the book of Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning
hey man,
of
this
war.
Jacob's trouble right here, brother. When these things happen, brother, hey, we gonna see these things. Good,
the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when the evil shall come?
Keep going, King.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
And this is what I want to get to 21. Watch this.
Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah, because a lot of these people, they're going to think they good because they got, they got some things. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, hey, look, man, I got money. I'm rich. I'll be all right. They're going to think they're in good case. Yeah, King.
And even then shall evils grow up upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
King. So, a lot of these brothers, that's not going to help you, man. Them riches in them days, man, because your stuff going to be good and cheap. That stuff ain't going to be worth nothing. People going to be looking for food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about you selling them a free, you giving away, you trying to trade a BMW or you know what I mean? You got some money. They don't care about that, man. They trying to eat,
Right. That's right.
I yield on that, King.
Khan, that's excellent. That's an excellent point. Hey, if you don't mind, can you read verse 22 as well?
Khan. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yo, that's crazy. So the Most High said, you thought you got away, right? And I think we was about to read that in one of my other precepts. I can't remember where it was at. But he said that the day of the Lord. That was Amos.
That was verse 19, literally.
Yeah, that was Amos 5 and 19. That's right. Yeah, he was gonna say. Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get it.
Con. It's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
Come on.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
Hey, you see that? So it's like, yo, it don't matter where you go, you're not getting away.
Right.
You're not getting away, man. So we really gotta come with a different spirit, man. These next, you know what I mean? These next couple of steps that we're trying to take as a nation. That's why we wanted to do a unity class, because, you know, we need more unity amongst Israel. Hey, we can disagree on doctrines, we can disagree on breakdowns, but at the end of the day, brothers is being men. They taking care of their family. They trying to keep these commandments to the best of their ability. You know what I mean? It's like we really don't really disagree on nothing. So I only want to see good for all my brothers. And like the brother J. Cole said in that song with Lil Durk, right? I hope the only thing that kill him is old age. Right.
Con.
All praises to the Most High. Hey, Shalom 2-time to that brother Keziah, man. You already know. All right. So, hey, all praises to the Most High. If y'all got any questions in the chat, feel free to go ahead and drop them in there. We're not gonna hold y'all too long tonight, man. I believe it was a real good class in the spirit. We brought some precepts out, and we got some understanding. If you got any questions on any of the breakdowns we did, now will be a great time to ask. We can run them precepts for you real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of seconds to do that.
And King Salakia, but it's beautiful right here, King. Hey, listen, I got a video that I want to kind of go through, right? In the spirit, right? And you know what I mean? I kind of want to do this the same way. I'm gonna hit you up about it, King. Matter of fact.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Hit me
all right.
up.
I'm gonna send it the video, and I'm gonna show you. You'll see it, bro. You'll see it. This is crazy right here. You got to see this, King. I'm gonna hit you though tomorrow, most I willing.
Yeah, all praise to the Most High. Yeah, definitely. We gonna start doing more stuff like this, because at the end of the day, the shirts we got on, even though them brothers soldiers of Yahweh, they shirts is way fresher than my shirts.
Lie, man, lie.
Hey, them brothers be clean. Look at them. We ain't gonna let you be humble now. Them brothers be clean. Right?
We know how y'all do the anointed. We know how y'all get
Right. They try to catch up with them, Pashaya.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Hey, look. If I had your hand, I'd cut my hand off. You know what I'm
Oh man.
But nah. Hey, on a lighter note, like I definitely want to start doing more stuff like this. I told all y'all brothers when I seen you in person, I said, yo, I want to do a unity class. All praise to the Most High that He spared us so that we could come here and teach this today.
Hey, King, I got a good one for you, brother. Watch this, brother. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you this, King. We gotta do this one.
Oh yeah. I already know. Hey, and look, I got a couple of them in the vault, man. You never know. This might become a thing out here.
It's mighty.
Yeah, that's right. We gotta do more of these, man.
Mighty for you guys to pioneer this too, man. You know, I think the collaboration of brothers, man, just in general, is gonna bring us together, man. We're gonna start feeling like one big camp instead of a bunch of little camps, man. I think that's the whole goal here.
That's right.
One thing I will say though, man, that's on topic with this lesson. If you guys haven't read it, I know you brothers probably have on the stage, but if you guys haven't read it, that's watching it. 2 Maccabees chapter 6, the brother was talking about you know, us being tried and going through the fire, and then he said something when he brought up that article that kind of you know, stuck out to me, where he was saying, man, it doesn't matter what you teach, it doesn't matter how hard you labor. In that day, we're gonna see if you can put to the test, right? So if you read 2 Maccabees 6, when it's talking about Eleazar, man, what he had to go through and all of that, man, you know how they try to tempt him in front of his people, right? They even try to give him that his own meat and say, hey man, it's okay, just eat this, and pretend like it's abominable food, right?
Right.
And he thought to himself, he said to himself, just paraphrasing, he said, man, all the things that I've done in my past, in my ancient days, all the pretty much all the doctrine, the pure doctrine I was teaching, right? The good stuff I was teaching to the young kids, it would be like putting a stain on my name if I fold in this one instance. All of that means nothing if I fold in this one instance, right?
That's
Just like the
cold.
brother was saying.
That's
You know what
cold.
I'm saying? And so he said, what he say? He say he charged himself manfully or something like that. And he said, put me to death, right? Because I
That's
know
one of my
even if
favorites.
I escape right now, I'm not gonna escape from the hand of the Almighty. You know, so something to
Hey,
think
hey,
about.
King, it's amazing you brought that out. Your brothers know that's like my passage. Even like I started like verse 13, brother, and
Con,
how the Most High, how he punished us quickly. You know what I mean?
con.
But the heathens, he let them build up their punishment. Yo, man, that's a powerful scripture. Somebody bring that out.
Con, that's the beautiful thing about his judgments. You know, a lot of people don't understand the judgments of the Most High when he talks about how beautiful his judgments are in the Bible. And we're all like, man,
Right.
why you keep talking about how sweet his judgments are? Because you got to think about it, man. That judgment, that instant correction. If you got kids, right? If you have any pets, I got a dog right now. That instant correction is gonna save them. It might hurt at that instance, but it's gonna keep them from going further off and further off. He doesn't judge these other nations like he does us, so they just keep going further off, and further off, right? So there's no return. At least we get that back shot, like get in line, you know,
Yeah,
and
get
that's
back
a
in line.
beautiful
Yeah.
thing. That's a beautiful thing. That way we don't just keep going off and keep going off, thinking we're doing the right thing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Correct.
But mighty point.
Hey, brother, I'm telling you, brother, I just love that whole thing. If somebody bring that out, because that'll
Yeah.
show, like the brother saying, and it also show that, listen, man, we can't be you know what I mean? Hey, we gotta die for this thing, man. You know,
Con.
like the elder did, man. He took that manfully, man. Say, hey, man, look, I'm not gonna leave my people wrong, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna die with. You know what I mean? When I die, they gonna know who I am, basically. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die with how can I say it? Like not pride,
But with
but
honor.
honor. There you go,
Yeah.
King. Honor, brother. Honor.
That's right. Hey, we can definitely get it if you want to bring it out. We can
God.
definitely get it. I got a precept to go with it while you finding that precept. This is First Maccabees chapter 2 and 50. And this is one of my favorite precepts in the whole Bible. First Maccabees chapter 2 and 50. Now, therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Right? So we was commanded by our forefathers to give our life for this, right? That's no small task, man. Con, what verse you starting at, King? That's Second Maccabees chapter 6.
So like it, King. I didn't want to take his verse, bro. Yeah, King. You can
Nah, it's
bring
all
it out,
good.
King. Oh, you good, King. You just called one of my favorites, Ark.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
oh
it's
yeah.
all good.
I mean, we could start. I could start.
Probably like what, 10? Maybe I
Probably
don't know.
like
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
yeah. I could jump up. I mean, you could really start around 17, 18 if you really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it really get to it. Yeah, when he actually talk about it,
Con, I'm gonna bring that out real quick. Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 17. But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. And now will we come to the declaring of the matter in few words. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. As it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful to love of life to be taste. Salakia, for love of life to be taste. But they that had the charge of the wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in doing so he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. Verse 23. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by God. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave.
Con,
brother.
man, that's mighty.
That
Hey,
is,
Salakia, can I pull a precept
yeah, con.
going back to where we was just at, verse 23, when it says second Maccabees 6:23, when it says, but he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years, right? He starts to consider, right? That reminds me when we look at dang, I think I just lost it. Let me look at, hold on, let me pull this preset back up. I just had it pulled up. Psalms, where it says, hold on, let me pull it back up. I thought on my ways. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Psalms 119:59, where it says, I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimonies, right? Because in the time of affliction, just like the brother Barzayat Judah just said, you got to examine yourself. When you're going through persecution, when you're facing situations whereas in you ain't never been in before. Because I always say, man, it's easy to, like the brother said earlier, you could talk about I wouldn't really couldn't talk about Saul. I wouldn't really talk about Samson, because it's easy to say what we would do in situations that we ain't never been in.
Yeah.
It's easy to give advice from the back seat. You know what I'm saying? But you in the driver's seat, you got a whole different situation going on. So we, like Romans 15:4 says, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. Right?
That's right.
We have these accounts, we have these records for a purpose to teach us how to handle certain situations. But even with those records and accounts, it's easy to say that, well, because I got that, oh, now I can, I can move forward. You could say that, but when you're in that jam, then what you gonna do? That's why we have Psalms 119:59, where it says, I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto the testimonies. Verse 60 says, I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. Right? And that's what Eleazar did in that situation. He thought, like, man, I'm old, I don't want to die though, but I can be delivered from this if I can just fake it and seem like I ate it. But then again, I'm old. And what example am I setting for the young if I eat this and save my life but for a little time, and when it's all said and done with, I'm dead and gone forever? That's the type of things that we gotta consider when we're going through these situations. But are you so
Man. Hey, can you read the last verse in 2 Maccabees 6? The very last verse, because it really explains what that brother is saying right now, which is pretty powerful. No, not gonna lie.
This is verse 31. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
Man, even your death can be used as, hey man, that's the you go on the street corners every week, right? Nothing is gonna teach your nation more than you dying for a cause, right? That's the ultimate teaching right there. You know what I'm saying? And then like all the brothers been saying, you guys, I know brothers and sisters right now that are afraid to speak up at their job, right? Because they're afraid of losing their job. How much more your life when that time comes? You know what I'm saying? How many people are ready right now? You're afraid to lose your job. And there's thousands of jobs out there you can get even after you lose your job, right? When it comes to your life that you can't get back, how many people are going to fold in? Like the brother was saying, man, a lot of people think they got what it takes until we're actually faced against these things that we've never encountered before.
Yeah.
They say this time is going to be worse than the last. Everything that you've read in the Bible aforetime, it said that this Jacob trouble is going to be worse, right? And so it's like, man, it's scary times coming.
That's right. That's right. Hey, I'm gonna read verse 32 because the brother Benjamin called it. Salaki, anything he says is golden. Anything he says is golden, right? But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, It is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten. But in soul am well content to suffer these things because I fear him. Yo, this is stupid, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, King, I'm telling you, King, I really wanted y'all to go all the way down on that one, brother. That's your fire.
That's crazy. And you know, it hit different when you come back to a scripture after a while. Like you read something, it hits you a certain type of way. And then you get to a certain point in your life and you come back to that junk and it hits you, and you be like, dang, boy, like that's the exact precept you need to see. Like, and that's the spirit we have to be in these last days, man. Because once again, some people they get very good things in life, right? Their lot is just different. And you know, they got the nice cars, they got the nice this, they got the nice that, right? And you look at them and then you start to kind of feel a certain type of way about what the Most High gave you. And you just got to remember, like, yo, we not even here for this life. Like, it's almost like this man was able to tap into his spiritual realm and just understand, like, I'm not here for this life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of meditating out loud, like, I'm not here for this life. I'm here for the spiritual side of this. And that right there, that's super heavy, man.
That's deep. That's deep, King.
Con.
Mighty too, brother put in the comments, Wisdom of Solomon 3:4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. That's major.
That's right.
I'm gonna read the next verse in that. It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself.
That's good. Hey, I do want to answer the sister Tamala's question. All right, I do want to answer her question real quick. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 30 so we can close this class out. And I'm gonna just say this to be fair, right? There are some people who teach that Jacob's trouble has already begun. Then we are of the persuasion that Jacob's trouble has not begun yet. But there are some people, I have heard it, and I've heard the arguments, right? But let's get Jeremiah chapter 30 once again. And we're gonna do it like we showed you before. This is why I started this off like this. So start at verse 3 one more time.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and 3. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it.
Okay, so this is setting the stage to let us know this is super end time prophecy, right? This is not in the later times, but it's still during the Bible. No, this is end time prophecy, past right now connotations, right? Keep going.
And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
So this prophecy applies to the whole nation of Israel. Come on.
Right. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
So this is where we find ourselves right now. This is what we broke down earlier. That travail in that those birth pains represents being in captivity, and now we got to go through labor to achieve righteousness. Right now, go ahead to verse 7.
God, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
This right here is why, I don't know if y'all saw it, but this verse right here is the biggest clue to show you why we are not in Jacob's trouble according to our estimation. This singular verse right here, right? Y'all put it in the chat if you see what it is. We're not going to give it away on the stage, but what is in that verse that lets you know that Jacob's trouble has not started yet? Right? Because this is how we gotta treat these prophecies so that we can put them in the proper context. Right? First person to say it in the chat. First person to say it. We're going to put it up. So what some people, actually, I'm going to wait to the end to break this down. Okay. That's right. So he said it's none like it. See, we've been through troubles in the past. It's two sides to this. It's none like it. We've been through troubles in the past. We know that slavery was the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody on the planet Earth. Right? We know that encomienda is the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody on the planet Earth. We know that the Inquisition is the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody on the planet Earth. Right? So the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of the seed of Israel, these are the people that have been through the worst atrocities up until this point on the planet Earth. We know this, right? But something worse awaits. That's what's crazy. Right? Something worse awaits. And the reason we know something worse awaits is because the verse says this, but he will be saved out of it. We were not saved from slavery. We were merely transferred from slave chattel slavery into a different type of slavery.
Right.
We were not saved out of this captivity. This is why our little brothers and our little cousins can be getting shot in the streets, man. Right? Our women are at the damn Floyd Mayweather fight, and they fighting backstage, having their own damn fight. Right? This how we know that we not saved. Right? But keep reading, King. Verse 8.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
Hold on, we gotta deal with this slow. At the same time of you being saved, that yoke is gonna be broken off your neck. Come on.
And I will burst thy bonds.
Come on.
Strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
None of this has happened yet. So we know that if slavery is equal to Jacob's trouble, if the Inquisition is equal to Jacob's trouble, then when they were saved from that, or when that period of time ended, we should have been saved then. Right? So that's why I would say our Jacob's trouble has not begun yet. That's why I would say that. Right? And let's get that last verse just to put the cherry on it, right?
God. But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
Hey, and that's Mashiach Yahushua. Right? So all praise to the Most High. Hope I answered your question, sister. Yeah, Anointed House of Saints said 70 AD. Yeah, some people believe, some Christians teach that 70 AD was Jacob's trouble, right? But you know, they don't have a lot of pieces to that puzzle. What's this Wisdom of Solomon? Let's bring this up. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Mm-hmm. Hey, and that go with that Obadiah, man. the house of Jacob will be aflame. You know what I'm saying? And Esau for stubble. Right? So, hey, all praises to the Most High. Hey, I definitely appreciate y'all brothers coming on. Mighty class in the spirit. And hey, definitely invite us back. We'll be there to read for you. Whatever. You already know more unity camps to come in the future. Hey, and we look forward to the day when the saints get to take the kingdom forever, even forever. Khan. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.
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 Hey, shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin,